the face of victory and defeat really are is that the two tallest leaders of the two biggest parties in the country that went head-to-head in Haryana after the Lok Sabha elections are the BJP and the Congress, and their two tallest leaders are Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. We're not getting into who is the party president, who is the real face, etc. Nobody can argue that these two individuals are the tallest leaders and the faces of their parties. But what are the signals either for or from them from the Haryana election, given that both of these leaders were on the front foot for this election? Let me begin. I will list them. Listen carefully. Signal number one from Modi is that the Modi-led BJP machine is fighting fit and capable not just of winning elections, viewer, but winning a lost cause election that even the BJP was resigned to being defeated in. Signal number one for Rahul Gandhi is that all that momentum he radiated from the Lok Sabha performance was just a fragile house of cards that has come crashing down in a state that Team Rahul had been smirking about and projecting as a foregone conclusion, a mere formality. Signal number two from Modi is that under his leadership, the BJP was able to use the bitter, humble pie of the Lok Sabha setback to bounce back in the most spectacular, unlikely way, in a measly 5 months in the most difficult state possible. Signal number two, however, for Rahul is that the Rahul Congress has embraced the very same hubris, the very same complacency that damaged the BJP in the Lok Sabha election and helped the Congress party. In other words, Rahul has signaled that it took him just months, probably just weeks, to forget the painful lesson that his own party, his own coalition, inflicted on his so-called invincible arch-rival, the BJP. Signal number three from Modi is that his BJP didn't waste time brooding and organizing Chintan Baithaks after June the 4th, but rather hungrily got to work on Haryana, deploying with surgical precision remedies to the follies that had hindered it in the Lok Sabha contest. On the other hand, signal number three for Rahul is that the Jati card isn't some silver bullet against the BJP's politics. The results after June 4th had basically lulled Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party into believing that the Jati card, caste census, will be some kind of a magic weapon, a Brahmastra against anything that Modi's BJP can deploy. This may be one of the most telling lessons, viewer, of the Haryana verdict. Signal number four from Modi is that he is still the tallest commander-in-chief among political parties in this country, that he still is quite lonely at the top, and that any whisper campaigns of him being on shaky ground will need to hold off for a bit. Signal number four, however, for Rahul Gandhi, that crafting an image of a Jananayak is very compelling, very sexy on social media. But Haryana's verdict is a painful reminder that being so engrossed in image building rather than organization building and election fighting can be a catastrophic mistake. And finally, signal number five from Modi is that all those who saw the Lok Sabha setback as the beginning of the downfall of Modi have been left looking rather foolish. The Haryana result washes away any doubts for now that erupted in June about Modi's BJP being derailed by its own lofty ambitions, drinking its own Kool-Aid. But signal number five for Rahul Gandhi is that 5 months have likely been squandered by the Rahul Congress in preening about the Lok Sabha setback to the BJP, gloating about the non-biological Prime Minister, gloating about the effect of caste politics and hubris over how the mahal in India, the Hawa, has completely changed. The downfall of the Modi BJP has begun. When you sip the same Kool-Aid that you accuse your rivals of drinking, you end up making the same mistakes as them.
मोदी जी को जय श्री राम, मोदी जी को जय श्री राम, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है.
Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir results have scripted a dramatic twist in the national political story.
मोदी जी को जय श्री राम.
With the Haryana hurricane, the message is clear. Modi's BJP remains India's most formidable election machine. With its mojo back, Team Modi has got a super boost. The Prime Minister himself taking on the Congress.
उनका बहुत-बहुत अभिनंदन करेंगे.
After his fiery speech at the BJP headquarters on Tuesday, the Prime Minister, while inaugurating and laying the foundation stones for development projects in Maharashtra, opened a new front against the Congress.
मुस्लिम जातियों की बात आते ही कांग्रेस के नेता पर मुंह पर ताला लगाकर बैठ जाते हैं, लेकिन जब भी हिंदू समाज की बात आती है तो कांग्रेस उनकी चर्चा जाति से ही शुरू करती है. कांग्रेस की नीति है हिंदुओं की एक जाति को दूसरी जाति से लड़ाओ. कांग्रेस जानती है कि जितना हिंदू बटेगा उतना ही उसका फायदा होगा. कांग्रेस किसी भी तरीके से हिंदू समाज में आग लगाए रखना चाहती है.
Countering the Congress's caste census call, the Prime Minister is now accusing the party of trying to divide the Hindus.
हरियाणा ने बता दिया है देश का मूड क्या है. कांग्रेस का पूरा इकोसिस्टम, अर्बन नक्सल का पूरा गिरोह जनता को गुमराह करने में जुटा था, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सारी साजिशें ध्वस्त हो गई. दलितों को एहसास हो गया कि कांग्रेस उनका आरक्षण छीनकर अपने वोट बैंक को बांटना चाहती है. हरियाणा के किसान बीजेपी की किसान कल्याण योजनाओं से खुश है. कांग्रेस ने युवाओं को टारगेट किया और अलग अलग तरीके से उन्हें भड़काने की कोशिश की, लेकिन हरियाणा के नौजवान, हमारी बहनें, बेटियां अपने उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए भाजपा पर ही भरोसा कर रहे हैं.
The Prime Minister also had this taunt for the Congress that had been claiming that since the 2024 general election results, the Modi government had been weakened.
हरियाणा की जनता ने दिखा दिया वो अब कांग्रेस और अर्बन नक्सल के नफरती षड्यंत्रों का शिकार नहीं होने वाले. कांग्रेस हमेशा बांटो और सत्ता पाओ के फॉर्मूले पर चली है. कांग्रेस ने बार बार ये सिद्ध किया है कि वो एक गैर जिम्मेदार दल बन गया है.
Rahul Gandhi, on the other hand, broke his silence on the Haryana results on Wednesday, saying that his party was analysing the unexpected showing in the state and that it will inform the Election Commission about the complaints coming in from many assembly constituencies.
असलियत यह है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी अपने ऊपर जो आक्षेप लगते हैं उनको लगता है वो दूसरों पर लगा सकते हैं. इस देश को बांटने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने, उनकी पार्टी ने और उनकी सरकार ने किया है. इस देश को जोड़ने का काम लगातार कांग्रेस पार्टी कर रही है, आगे भी करेगी.
एक हरियाणा का चुनाव किसी तरह से जीत लिया तो इस तरह से दम्भ भर रहे हैं. अरे हरियाणा में कैसे जीती है बीजेपी ये जग जाहिर हो चुका है. इसलिए ज्यादा जीत पर इतराएं नहीं और समाज को बांटने का काम ना करें.
With crucial elections in Maharashtra, Jharkhand and Delhi next, the state of war is well and truly on. Bureau Report, India Today.
And the breaking news coming in now is that the Congress, after indicating that it planned to raise the issue of the Haryana verdict with the Election Commission, will be doing so very shortly. The Congress delegation will be meeting the Election Commission of India at 6 p.m. today. Bhupinder Singh Hooda, the man who led the Congress to this humiliating defeat in Haryana, K.C. Venugopal, the General Secretary, organization of the party, will be leading the Congress delegation to meet the Election Commission. They've already written to the Election Commission. Remember, today that meeting will be taking place. I want to go across to India Today is Mausami Singh, who's been fronting our election coverage right through this season. Mausami, you know, the noises that the Congress is making about raising this issue with the Election Commission are one thing. But how serious is the Congress about this? Is this just a diversion? Are these just excuses because, you know, digesting the scale of this loss is so difficult for the Congress to bear? What's the mood on the inside?
Right, Shiv. You know, I don't remember when the Congress last did a post-mortem of its defeat, whether it is Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or even its performance in Lok Sabha. In 2019, there have been talks about having a post-mortem meeting, a subcommittee meeting, and all those reports have been put in the cold storage. So really whether the Congress would do self-introspection is a big question. And you know, the irony of it all is the bizarre allegations that the Congress is making. I asked the Congress party yesterday that how come a victory in Jammu and Kashmir was a victory and a defeat in Haryana was a victory snatched away from the Congress party. And Jairam Ramesh very specifically said we're not talking about the entire Haryana. And that's the proof perhaps they're going to give to the Election Commission today when they talk about these 3-4 districts where they do believe that there have been discrepancies in the EVMs. How much merit is there in that evidence? We will have to wait and see. But you can call it a face-saving tactic or a denial mode that the Congress party is in. And you mentioned Bhupen Singh Hooda, K.C. Venugopal heading to the Election Commission. You know, now many of these were instrumental in the ticket distribution from the likes of Ajay Makan, Bhupen Singh Hooda, K.C. Venugopal. All of these leaders were very instrumental in ticket distribution, and it would do the Congress well to take in all the complaints that the candidates are raising about rebellion from within, tussle from within, and bad ticket distribution that actually worked for recommendations of close aides and former office bearers. A lot of you know, mistakes that the Congress did in its overconfidence that it's going to, you know, handsomely win the Haryana elections.
Very, very interesting. It's always one thing that's happening perhaps on the surface, but something else entirely that may be happening behind the scenes. Mausami will be reporting on both those aspects. Mausami, thanks very much for those inputs. Now remember, the Haryana verdict casts a shadow of impact one way or the other on the elections that are coming up soon, and perhaps even the elections that are coming up over the next 1 year. Let me just remind you, viewer, where all those elections are. Remember, you've got Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Okay, you've got Maharashtra and Jharkhand coming up in November, December 2024, which means in just the next few weeks. You've got the Maharashtra-Jharkhand, then you've got the bypoll on 10 assembly seats in UP. That's coming up later this year as well. In February 2025, the all-important assembly election in Delhi, India's national capital, takes place. The Aam Aadmi Party is the ruling party there. And October, November next year, 1 year from now, is the Bihar election. So you've got Maharashtra, Jharkhand, the UP bypoll, Delhi, and then Bihar. These are the elections spread over the next 1 year. What impact could there possibly be? I want to bring in India's #1 political reporter, who also fronted India's most watched coverage right through results day here on India Today. Rajdeep, welcome. Quick couple of questions to you as we try and analyze the fallout of what happened in Haryana, Rajdeep. The first question, does the verdict in any way, you know, wash away the woes that the BJP suffered on June the 4th? Does it put the BJP in some kind of a front foot for elections over the next 1 year? Or is each election completely different and we can't say that?
Thanks very much. First of all, I'm still wiping the yolk off my face, having been one of the many, along with pollsters and pundits, to suggest that the Congress was set to win Haryana. I don't know a single person, in fact, that I've met in the last month who said the BJP would actually win Haryana. Even BJP leaders privately admitted it. So the BJP has been taken, dare I say, as much as surprise, and certainly the Congress is shocked. And I think you're seeing the reactions of a party in shock with some of the moves they are making, including going to the election commission. To your question, Shiv, I think it's very clear that after what happened on June 4th, the BJP came down a peg or two. A sense of hubris that the party had, up ki baar 400 par. Clearly the BJP was taken slightly aback by the numbers, just as the Congress is shocked today. And therefore, I think what's happened is, in politics, perception matters, momentum matters. And perceptionally and in terms of momentum, particularly because there's just a 5-week gap at the very best between Haryana and Maharashtra, which will be sometime in mid-November, I think the momentum is now clearly with the BJP and its allies in Maharashtra and with the BJP in Jharkhand. And the Congress in particular will take a while to recover from these blows in Haryana. And they need to recover fast because there isn't enough time. Having said that, each state election is very distinctive to the other. More and more, Shiv, elections are getting localized. And when you go through the Haryana numbers, that's exactly what happened. Both sides had actually equivalent vote share. But a few mistakes when it came to micromanagement in critical areas have cost the Congress an election that they probably still, I believe, should have won given 10 years of the BJP being in power. Net, Shiv, going into Maharashtra, my sense is advantage BJP clearly now. And I think given the nature of the BJP's election machine, when they are up, they usually go for the kill. So you can expect the BJP now to really drive home the advantage that Haryana has given them into Maharashtra and Jharkhand.
Very interesting. And, you know, Rajdeep, expectedly enough, we've seen many of the Congress's allies taking pot shots in the wake of their defeat in Haryana. In your view, you know, we're seeing it in Maharashtra. We've seen the TMC attack them. We've seen the Aam Aadmi Party pile the taunts and barbs on the Congress party. In your view, can the India alliance stick together, or is there a risk of it falling apart?
That's a great question, Shiv, and I think that is one of the first fallouts we're already seeing from Haryana. Across the board, you've seen some of the India alliance partners question the Congress's strategy for Haryana. The Aam Aadmi Party, which was looking for an alliance with the Congress in Haryana, was the first off the block. But interestingly, even the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Sahib Thackeray, which has been hoping that the Congress will project Uddhav Thackeray as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra before the election, has already said that the Congress is not in a position to take on the BJP in a direct fight. They need the support of allies. The TMC has said much the same thing. So you've got the India allies almost encircling the Congress, and this reflects the weakness of the opposition. You see, the opposition still doesn't have a clear ideological glue binding them together beyond anti-Modi. The Congress thought in Haryana that they were good enough to beat the BJP on their own, buoyed by their relative success in the Lok Sabha, so rejected any overtures from the Aam Aadmi Party or the Samajwadi Party for any kind of tie-up. That could have cost them a couple of seats. Now, in a tightly run election where every % of vote matters, that does count. So the question is, what happens to the India alliance? What happens to the opposition in general? I think Maharashtra will be key now, Shiv. Maharashtra will decide whether this opposition alliance that was forged ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections can sustain itself into 2025, or will it simply fragment away? Should the opposition win Maharashtra, and remember, Sharad Pawar has been very quiet. He hasn't said a word so far. He is the one who's really trying to stitch the MVA strategy together for Maharashtra. If the opposition by some chance was to win Maharashtra, you'd suddenly see a complete reversal in the momentum, and then the India alliance would perhaps go into the parliament session even more aggressively. Should the opposition not win Maharashtra and not win Jharkhand, where the BJP remains in pole position, then I think Prime Minister Modi is back, and back as strong as ever, and reports of my death are grossly, or demise are grossly exaggerated, as was said by Mark Twain famously. Mr. Modi is not going anywhere. That's been clear even before Haryana. I think it's been strengthened even further now.
5 weeks to go for Maharashtra. It promises to be a very, very exciting time. Your home state, Rajdeep. So we are looking forward to seeing you on the ground with elections on your plate and everything in between. Looking very, very forward to that. It's going to be an interesting election.
With one caveat, Shiv.
Yes, yes.
With one caveat. With one caveat, having been bitten badly in the Lok Sabha elections and bitten badly in Haryana, I am making no more predictions.
Predictions or not, you're still the most watched journalist as far as elections are concerned, Rajdeep. So you're not going to be going anywhere. You're going to be on the ground and on air. Thanks very much for being with us here on 5 Live. Thanks, Rajdeep.
Thank you.
Well, Maharashtra in just the next 5 weeks after the Haryana twister, all eyes are on the big state, India's richest state of Maharashtra. It's a state that has confounded many. It's a state that for the last many months, people have been saying the BJP is on the back foot. It's a state that goes to the polls in November. On the one hand, there's the BJP cadre who now get this huge morale booster from the Haryana victory. On the other hand, there's the Mahavikas Aghadi, which includes the Congress party, the Shiv Sena UBT and Sharad Pawar's NCP, who will have to now tread very cautiously during the run-up to the election, considering the shockwaves from Haryana. Take a look at where things stand.
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की.
Modi radiating his signature mojo. 5 months after the sobering Lok Sabha results, the Haryana victory putting the BJP firmly back on the front foot. The party could not have asked for a better kick-off for the next state battle, Maharashtra. For starters, the BJP now radiates battle readiness. BJP is back to its winning ways, having pulled off a record victory in an election nearly everyone saw as a lost cause. Second, the BJP now looks firmly in control, effectively ending perceptions that it is on a shaky ground post the Lok Sabha setback. Third, rampant suggestions that the Modi BJP had lost its invincibility sheen are looking more like wishful thinking now.
मोदी जी का मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं. सचमुच जीत हो तो ऐसी हो. एग्जिट पोल के आंकड़े देखकर कांग्रेस के लोग जलेबी बांटने लगे थे. उनके मन में लड्डू फूट रहे थे, लेकिन आखिरकार उनके अहंकार का गुब्बारा हरियाणा की जनता और मोदी जी ने फोड़ दिया.
Fourth, the results affirm that Narendra Modi is still the tallest commander-in-chief in the political space. A man who has turned his party around in a mere 5 months to pull off a miracle victory.
लोकसभेच्या निवडणुकीनंतर मी सांगितलं होतं की आम्ही विरोधी पक्षाशी हारलो नाही. जे हरियाणामध्ये घडलं तेच महाराष्ट्रामध्ये येत्या नोव्हेंबर महिन्यामध्ये घडलेलं आपल्याला पाहायला मिळणार आहे.
Fifth, the perception tables turn now in Maharashtra. The ruling BJP-led Mahayuti coalition gets a big booster in terms of credibility and stability. While the Mahavikas Aghadi, which had been taunting its ruling rivals, now looks cracked and bickering.
हरियाणातल्या निकालाचा कोणताही परिणाम महाराष्ट्रावर होणार नाही. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये शिवसेना, राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस आणि काँग्रेस या तिघांची महाविकास आघाडी आहे आणि इथे उद्धव ठाकरे साहेब आणि माननीय शरद पवार साहेबांसारखं नेतृत्व हे जागरूक आहे.
Sixth, the Congress loses all bargaining power in the Aghadi and can probably forget making demands, including recent demands on CM face. Seventh, Every state election has its unique landscape, but the win in Haryana will no doubt reflect in electorate faith in the BJP. 8. The open infighting in the Maha Vikas Aghadi gives the BJP a juicy opportunity to amplify cracks in the opposition coalition. 9. The capital markets could now be looking to factor in a strong rebound for the BJP in Maharashtra after the hat-trick in Haryana and strong showing in Jammu. And finally, 10th. Negative expectations for the BJP regarding Maharashtra outcome are being reset. Political continuity and stability could contribute to the BJP's momentum going into this big battle in India's richest state. For now, it's game on. Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to get a perspective from our team on the ground in Mumbai. Ritvik Bhalekar is live with me. Ritvik, before the Haryana result, the Congress was asking about decision on chief ministerial, face, etc. All those demands are now going to fall silent. The power centers might shift within the Maha Vikas Aghadi and the advantage may be with the BJP. But what are the noises that you're hearing from within the Aghadi about the Congress's performance in Haryana and how it may impact how things play out in Maharashtra?
Yes, absolutely. See, with BJP clinching a stunning hat-trick in Haryana poll, leaders of Maharashtra Congress seem to be much upset over being put in the spot by alliance partners because it was very evident when Sanjay Raut, just few hours after the Haryana polls, launched a blistering attack on Congress, saying that Congress only need their alliance partners where they need and where they are weak. But in the region where they grow stronger, they don't pay heed to the alliance partners. After that, Maharashtra Congress chief Nana Patole has also come down heavily, saying that such statements should be avoided because right now I am at the place where Maha Vikas Aghadi's alliance meeting is going on over seat distribution, and it is the third day the meeting is going on, and in last 2 days, we saw that how Congress was dominant and asking for the seats in Mumbai. They were saying that minimum 50% seats will be claimed by Congress. But now, after Haryana polls, things have changed. And we can see how Shiv Sena UBT has taken charge. And now they are demanding that Congress should take a lesson from such results and they should not be overconfident. And India bloc together can only go and take on Mahayuti, especially BJP.
Absolutely.
So there are noises in Maha Vikas Aghadi we can see right now, and it is needed to be seen that how seat distribution will be finalized in coming days.
Ritvik, thanks very much for putting that into perspective for us. So the leverage, the dynamics of power within the Aghadi, within the India alliance at large, have shifted just 24 hours later. That's how fast things can actually change. That's how fast things can change where it matters in a looming election like Maharashtra. We'll keep a very, very close track of that. But remember, the Congress is facing a backlash not just in Maharashtra from its allies, but India bloc allies in different parts of the country following its humiliating, catastrophic defeat in Haryana, an election that everyone, even people in the BJP, were saying that the Congress was going to win. The allies claim that internal party disputes and hubris led to the loss and have called on the Congress to reflect before the next election, which are just, remember, 5 weeks away.
The Congress is in shock. A day after the party was stunned against the run-off play in Haryana, the leadership is in denial. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi posted on X, the Congress is collecting complaints from its candidates and approaching the Election Commission. The grand old party is at the receiving end of some intense firing from its India bloc allies after the setback in Haryana assembly elections. The Aam Aadmi Party and the Samajwadi Party, which were refused seat-sharing deal by the Congress in Haryana, took pot shots at their embattled ally.
कांग्रेस को लगा कि जिस सपा ने उनको लोकसभा में 17 सीटें दी, जब कांग्रेस की उत्तर प्रदेश में केवल 2 ही सीटें थी 2022 के चुनाव के बाद, या फिर दिल्ली में जिस आम आदमी पार्टी ने उनको 3 सीटें दी, उनसे गठबंधन करना कांग्रेस को मंजूर नहीं था। तो ये कांग्रेस का अति आत्मविश्वास ही है, जिस वजह से जो ये नतीजे हैं।
जो चुनाव स्पष्ट जीत दिख रही थी और वो चुनाव में एकदम उल्टा रिजल्ट आ गया है, तो मुझे लगता है कि सब तरफ कुछ न कुछ मिस हुआ, कुछ न कुछ गलतियां हुई। कांग्रेस की लीडरशिप ज़्यादा इसको समझ सकती है, वो लोग बैठ के इसकी समीक्षा निश्चित तौर पर करेंगे।
The National Conference suggested the Congress should study the poll reverses, hinted that his party could have won the election in Jammu and Kashmir without Congress.
I think the Congress is going to be disappointed with its own performance, so I don't really need to heap insult on injury. Haryana was a huge shock. All credit to the BJP. They pulled this one out of nowhere. But I'm sure the Congress is going to sit back, analyze what went wrong.
The Congress is said to feel the heat in Maharashtra, where allies Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar will seek a higher share during seat talks ahead of state polls.
हरियाणामध्ये इंडिया आघाडी जर झाली असती चांगल्या पद्धतीने इंडिया आघाडी, तर या सगळ्याचा परिणाम निश्चितच आपल्या इंडिया आघाडीला झाला असता। पण काँग्रेसला असं वाटलं की आम्ही एकतर्फी जिंकू, आम्हाला कोणाची गरज नाही।
The Trinamool Congress pointed to the Congress's failure to work with its allies, attributing the loss to arrogance. The Haryana election results has come as a booster shot for the BJP, which was smarting under the loss of seats in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, bolstered by the historic hat-trick, gunned for the Congress at the BJP's victory rally on Tuesday.
चुनाव नतीजों ने एक और बात स्पष्ट की है, कांग्रेस आज पूरी तरह परजीवी पार्टी बन गई है। यहां हरियाणा में कांग्रेस परजीवी बनकर किसी के साथ नहीं थी, अकेली थी, तो उसे करारी हार मिली।
With the high-stake elections in Jharkhand and Maharashtra approaching, the Congress does not have much time to regroup, but will have to hit the ground running. Bureau Report, India Today.
And we're taking you to the war's front lines between Israel and Lebanon next, where we've got reporters on the ground asking, is there an escalation up ahead, or could there be a ceasefire of some kind afoot? Don't miss our coverage live from the front lines coming.